EJ Spark back with another Benny the Butcher reaction. I'm so excited for this one. Pyrex Picasso dropped today, a 7-song album or EP. Not 100% sure which one he classifies it as. Nonetheless, super excited to hear this. I had no idea Benny the Butcher was coming out with this. Absolutely love the album artwork. It's colorful, it's slick and smooth. I just really love the aesthetic of the whole thing. Benny the Butcher, a rapper, you know, I just recently started listening to, not gonna lie, and he's just impressed me. Nothing bad I could say about Benny the Butcher, so let's jump right into this project. Pyrex Picasso, first name basis starting it out. Skadoosh. Listen. Okay. First of all, that was just an intro. I would have loved to hear a full song on that beat. Don't know if Benny ever did a full song on that beat, but like, sounds really rock influenced. I loved the guitar riff in that a lot. But that's a great intro. Like, the Federal Bureau of Investigation Buffalo already knows everything, so like, whatever. This might be my favorite beat I've ever heard him go on. This is just, it's such my style sonically. Like, this beat is insane. Who the heck produced this? Chop La Rock and Rare Skrilla. I mean, holy smokes. This beat is insane. This takes me kind of like classic rock vibes. I mean, you have, you know, those piano chords going, and that guitar riff. Oh my gosh, this is so hot. I'm so glad this is the Flood the Block beat. Like, I was really excited for something to go in on the intro, but this makes up for it right here. I mean, it's the exact same vibe, so like, I'm so happy with this right now. Oh my gosh, this track is amazing, and you have AZ on the outro. I mean, this is a great song. I love how it's just, what, 16, 24, 32 bars of straight hip-hop? What else can you ask for Benny right now? I mean, he's calling people out. It's just, it's good, old-fashioned, raw hip-hop. Yo, the production on this so far is it's top tier. Holy smokes. Like, it's definitely more rock influenced than what we heard before, and it's just so dirty, and I just love the production on this, the whole thing. Chop La Rock and Rare Skrilla on this again. I assume they produced the whole project, so major props to them. I'm gonna have to look up more of their work because they're really elevating Benny's game to a whole other level. Had him pulling out old money with the sour smell. Like, this Benny the Butcher flow, like, everything's just classic. Like, lyrically, this is exactly what I expected from Benny the Butcher. I mean, you got the classic coke gangsta rap. Like, I mean, it's just exactly what you wanted from Benny the Butcher lyrically. And now, Benny the Butcher has historically worked with a lot of like Hit Boy production, where I feel like that's a lot more smoother. I don't know. And this is a lot more just gritty and hard hitting. I really like Flood the Block better than this song so far, but I mean, both songs are fire. This Elcamino, I've honestly never heard of Elcamino, but honestly has a great tone of voice for being a rapper, so I'll have to check out some more Elcamino's music. Title track, Pyrex Picasso. Okay, this like melodic chorus from Benny, it's not something I think you would typically hear as something like melodic like this. You know, I forget what Pusha T song he says, like, I'm not singing the chorus. This is all straight rap and hip hop. And that's how Benny is too. So to get like a super catchy chorus like this, I really enjoy it. This beat, again, I'm infatuated with the production on this so far. I think the level of production on this album will just captivate an even bigger audience than Benny already has. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know if it's like the extra guitar loops, the horns here, a little more classic rock influenced, but he has a bigger audience to reach with this album specifically, and I think he's going to hit that because of the production here. Yeah, this song, very well done. Really like the structure of this song. The Conway feature is amazing. I mean, also, when is Conway the Machine ever have a bad verse? Everything I've heard from Griselda has just impressed me so much coming into 2021, right? It almost feels like they're the only ones doing it like they're doing it. This production just sounds so luxurious to me. Like, that's the best adjective I have to describe it. Like, I just want to smoke a cigar on the beach with some piles of money. I don't freaking know. I feel fancy, okay? Maybach with the back open. Maybach with the back open. Luxurious. I really forget sometimes how really great of a storyteller Benny is. You know, a lot of the great rappers, you could say, they have great play on words, they have great words of motivation, like whatever, double entendres, whatever it is, punchlines. But he's a great storyteller, and I think that really says something about his overall penmanship as a rapper. I mean, he would fit in right in with the golden age. It's really just impressive that they're doing this in the 2020s. They don't believe you like impulsive lying. This beat here almost reminds me of like '03 Adolescence, or like something out of like 2014 Forest Hills Drive by J. Cole, which is great because in my opinion that's J. Cole's best album. So, you know, just reminds me of that. So far, I still think Flood the Block and Pyrex Picasso are my two favorite. They're just really sonically pleasing to the ears. Back with some strings. Love some strings in hip hop. It's such a great touch. Mwah. Man, why does this sound like old back in the day monarchs, kings, and queens, and knights and stuff like that? It really does sound like royalty. It does. When I get it, but it's been the same. I really wonder how many times Benny the Butcher has run into the FBI. I mean, it's such a main theme of his music, obviously, so... I really like the sample in this song. I've never been a fan of like the big organs, you know, how I said it sounded like royalty before the song started. Just never been such a big fan of organs in a hip hop song. I don't know why. Don't ask me why, because I don't know why. But it works here well. I can see the layers and dimensions of it. It works well with the sample. And Benny goes in and does his thing on this one. All right, last song, Fly With Me, Conway the Machine. It sounds soulful. I mean, Benny's play on words, just, you know, he's on top of his game right now. He really is. Like, his penmanship is at an all-time high. I think in the last 2 to 3 years, his penmanship has just never been better. And I know he's a little bit older in the game, but this music, like, more people need to hear it. Like, this is just such real, raw hip-hop, and I love it because there's so much emotion behind it, so much real storytelling, and that's what I love about him is his authenticity, and you don't get a lot of that in modern hip-hop. This track right here, it's so soulful, too. That's another reason why I love Benny. There's so much diversity in his music. You know, he can either go really soulful, smooth, or you can flip it and go super hardcore gritty. Yeah, I mean, whenever Conway and Benny the Butcher get together, I mean, it's just gold at this point. So, you know, obviously we got a lot of the same themes throughout this album that Benny always talks about in his raps, but honestly, it never gets old because he's just that good of a storyteller. He always comes up with something new, always comes up with something fresh. The flow is always on point, delivery is always on point. There's just nothing bad I could say with this album. I'm not gonna lie. This is probably my favorite Benny project of all time, even more than the Plugs I Met projects. Like, there's just a vibe about this. I don't know if it's a little more because it's a little more rock influenced. I don't really know what it is. I really like the production on it. The instrumentals really get to me. But what do you think of this new Benny the Butcher Pyrex Picasso album? Let me know your thoughts about the project in the comments below. Thank you so much for coming. Hit a like if you liked the video and subscribe to the channel if you love talking music just as much as I do. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at EJSpark1. You know what it is. Peace, love. I love s'mores. EJ, ow.